a couple of my amazing coworkers here. I have Chris Crowell, which you guys have seen in a ton of my webinars. He is the underwriting manager for Blitz. And I have a new face for us, Matheus Ramos, and he is the underwriter as well. And he works specifically on the builder's risk product. He does a lot of other things too, let me say that, but he's like the expert. And I got him. So look at that production budget go up. So let's get started. Housekeeping rules. Don't forget, you guys, this is a webinar. So I'm pretty much just talking to myself. I can't hear you guys. I can't see you guys. So if you have any questions, you're probably used to this, go in the chat. And before you say anything, chat does work today. So I'll say that. So there's also Q&A. I don't even know where that is. I think that's down there. So either way, go into the chat and answer the questions. Now, remember, I've been doing the webinars a little different where I'm stopping the webinar because I was kind of hanging around for questions, but I don't hang around too long anymore. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. If you have any questions about builder's risk, about the catastrophe update that I'm going to talk about, or about Blitz in general, about me, about products, whatever, go ahead and go in the chat. We don't bite and ask away. So let's get started so I don't keep you guys too long. Now, today's webinar is on the CAT Enhanced Builder's Risk Program. Now, you guys have seen me do retail services and lessor's risk. Yes. Now we have updated our builder's risk product with the CAT enhancement. CAT is catastrophe. Remember the last webinar, I told you guys how I was asked if that was an animal, the cat, the meow meow. So I have to say catastrophe just to make sure that everybody knows this is not about animals. I love animals, but this has nothing to do with animals. And just in case you've never seen me before, I'm Angel Brandon. I'm your agency education manager. And you're probably like, what is that? What does that mean? So I do all the training, product appetite portal. Hello, I'm the nice person, all those things. If you need me, you probably have my email, but I'm almost sure I got it on the slide, so don't worry. And it's super easy. If you need training on something or need any assistance from me, we can do one-on-one, we can do your whole team, whatever you need. I'm here for you guys to make sure you have success with Blitz. So let's get started. Done with my rant. Okay, this is the agenda. I never read these, but just so you guys know how things are going to flow today. First, I'm going to talk about a little bit about our portal, a little bit about who Blitz is, because unfortunately, there may be people on here who don't have Blitz yet. I know why. I'm shocked too. Or you have Blitz, but you don't really remember much about us. I'm also going to show you guys an email where you can get signed up with Blitz, or if you want us to check and see if you have Blitz, we can do that for you. That's coming as well. Just give me a second. And then I'm going to get into the actual catastrophe CAT update to show you guys how that works with the builder's risk product. Then I'm going to get into the builder's risk product. I have to kind of do that. It kind of flows together. And then how you get started, which I just mentioned, and then a little bit of Q&A. But we're kind of doing Q&A right now, so you guys can go ahead and ask questions if you want to. I have a disclaimer. So today, I live in Iowa. My allergies, you guys, are killing me. So if you see me do this, my eyes watering, but I am not crying because of Blitz. I'll tell you that. I'm not crying at all. I don't want you guys to be like, oh, poor Angel. It's been so bad, like all week. I don't know what's going on. So don't worry. Don't worry about me if you see me do this. I had to say that because before I got on here, it already started. So let's go. So first of all, you guys know we were founded in 2021. We are a non-admitted E&S carrier only. We don't do any admitted. I like to start by saying that and start by saying we're the carrier, you guys. You know how sometimes you put a submission in or you send a submission through email or however you go about putting your submissions in your daily life, and you get, just an example, you get 5 quotes back, right? And they're from a lot of carriers, 5 different carriers, right? Anything you get from Blitz, it's all Blitz. We're the carrier. It is Blitz. You're not going to get something from anyone else. We get asked that sometimes, especially from people that are new with Blitz. So I like to throw that in there. So let's start our portfolio. We have an amazing, amazing, amazing suite of products for you guys. I normally kind of go into them, but I'm just going to speed through them so we can get to the CAT, so we can get to what you guys are here for. You guys know we do cannabis operators. There, that I goes again. Okay, we do cannabis operators. We do commercial lessor's risk. Now remember, keyword in that, commercial lessor's risk. We don't do any habitational yet. That's the keyword too. Just remember, let me keep going. Builder's risk, of course, which is the product of the hour. We do contractors, artisan and general, vacant commercial buildings, and we do the building and the land. I believe it's up to 5 acres. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris or Matheus. I'm almost sure that I'm right about that. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then retail services, special events, and auto services. Real quick, auto services is not commercial auto, you guys. It's not comp and collision. The Angel's going to deliver you flowers. Sorry, I know we need that. Yikes. Still going to be the property, commercial property, and GL. We write a package policy. So we write commercial property and GL, or you can write the GL monoline. If you write property with Blitz, you have to package it with the GL. We go up to $5 million in TIV per location for the property and up to 30,000 square feet for the GL. Those are our products. Auto services does have some extra products because we write auto mechanics, body shops, I think you call it. I don't realize I don't know what that is. And so we have some garage keepers on that and some limited hired non-owned. So those are 2 extra coverages on that. We write in all states except Hawaii, Idaho, and Louisiana. And now our digital platform. Normally, I go super crazy over our digital platform because I think it's innovative, user-friendly, all the things, all the bells and whistles. I love our platform. I think it's comparable to any admitted, I did not say not admitted, any admitted carrier's platform out there, comparable or better. Mark my words. So you can go into our platform and you can go from submit to quote to bind in under 10 minutes. Time yourself, use a stopwatch. Don't time yourself and then go to lunch. Don't time yourself and then watch a show and then call me and say, Angel, it took me 40 minutes. No. Go straight through. 80% of our submissions, you guys, go straight through to a bindable quote. And I know you guys probably know that. But what does that mean exactly? That means that an underwriter has not taken a look at that. Third-party data as in the underwriting in the background. And once you see that screen, you are good to go to quote that and go ahead and send that to your client and bind it. And don't forget as well, it's customizable. So you guys know how you have to perhaps call an underwriter to add a coverage, delete a coverage, or add a deductible, delete a deductible. You have a price-sensitive client that's, it's too high. And you're playing the underwriting phone tag game. We've all played it. Ring, 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 ring. You're it. You don't have to do that at Blitz, you guys, because you're in the driver's seat. You're in control, and you can do that all on your own. The only way you would need to call us or check with your underwriter, which you all will have an assigned underwriter, is if you have pricing questions on a form, questions on anything related to Blitz that you can't find the answer to in the portal on your own, don't feel like you're bothering us, reach out. So my favorite thing to talk about, we have a service team. Now, I don't know any other non-admitted E&S carriers that has a service team. If they do, question, do they have the Avengers? That's right. That's who we have in our service team. And I don't like to call them customer service because these guys do absolutely everything and they're absolutely amazing. So we have a phone number for you to call. Let's say you can't reach me. I'm on a Zoom. Can't reach your underwriter. They're on the phone. You can call our servicing team and they're absolutely amazing. That's why I call them the Avengers. If you don't know who the Avengers are, Google. You'll see them instantly. Go watch a movie. Those movies are great. Now, I always talk about that we're so fast in 10 minutes and 5 minutes. And it may scare you because you may think, gosh, sometimes here it goes again. Sorry, you guys. That may scare you because you may think sometimes people that say fast, quick service, it's not very good service, right? But with us, it's not that way. We don't sacrifice quality for quantity. You guys have been around coming to my webinars and you know I made the new word, speed and service. It's service. Yeah, we're bringing it back. We're going to bring service back. Before I go on and get to the cat, because I know that's what you guys are here for, I will say this. You will not find nary a service team in the E&S world, and you won't find the Avengers. Nary. I said nary, you guys. I am so pumped up about Blitz and so excited about our service team. I've taken the English language back to the 18th century. That's right. If you didn't know that word, Google. Now let's keep going. And don't forget, don't be shy. I don't know if you guys are chatting. Don't forget, I can't see the chat. I'm running the PowerPoint. But don't be shy. Any questions about anything I went over, or if I didn't go over something, ask away. Yay, we're here. Okay, so we have updated our cat property for our catastrophe property has had an enhancement and update. As you guys can see on my wonderful slide, we are doing it per product. If you've been here with me before, I did commercial lessors risk, I did builder's risk, and I did retail. So all the 3, I've done the top 3. So as you can see, the other ones, by the end of the year, end of this year, these are all of our current products that we write, you guys. All of our current products that we write will have this enhancement that I'm about to talk to you about today. If you have any additional questions after I go over everything, don't be shy. Go to the chat. So first things first, this phase 1, I call it, of the catastrophe updates, unfortunately, did not include Texas, Florida, or anything with wildfires. Sorry. Stay tuned though. Stay tuned, you guys. Stay tuned. So we're still X1 in Florida, and we didn't make any updates in Texas. So just to give you guys a little background, why did Blitz update their cat property? We started this journey by asking a very simple question, and that is, how can we enhance our current products to provide more value to you, to be a better partner, so you can buy more business? We want you to win with Blitz. You know, I always talk about winning and success. I don't want you to just have a carrier where you're checking off a box. I got Blitz, check box, check mark. No, no, no. We want you to be successful and have a good experience. That's why we do these webinars. That's why we do training and all these extras for you guys. Now, that brings us to our cat property enhancement. So our goal is to make Blitz more relevant for accounts where we would have not been competitive before. So I'll challenge you guys something. If you have an account right now that you are seeing wind hail excluded, high wind hail deductible, name storm added, name storm exclusion added, or you have something that you think may come up for that, because I have a map for you guys, so hold on. Give us a shot. Put it into our portal and see how we shake out, so you can see how these enhancements work. I'm a person that I like to see it. I can go to webinar, I can go to seminar, I can go to anything. I can go to a TED Talk. Show me, show Angel, show me how it's going to benefit me. So if you have something, you guys go ahead and go in the portal and put it in there now, and just call us. Let us know. We have thick skin. What you think about the new enhancement. So there's two main variables that we're addressing in this phase. So let me go over those with you first. We're either reducing the wind hail deductible percent, or removing the wind hail exclusion. And things that are going to be a factor. So sorry, you guys, that eye is bothering me again. So things that are going to be a factor are still, the wind hail is going to be scored by a third party still. And don't forget, you guys, the driving factor is still going to continue to be the state, the coastal proximity, and the state. So coastal proximity and the state. The update will benefit cat exposed states with non-cat exposed states not seeing any type of update. So nothing's going to happen with those states. Now, let me say this. There will be, not even limited, there won't really be anything in the portal that's going to let you guys know anything's different. The difference is the output, the quote. The quote will have more favorable terms in those states that are deemed like cat catastrophe states. You're going to see more favorable terms than we offered before. So we'll be a player in some of those things that you weren't able to utilize Blitz for, is basically what this means. You won't click a button and go to the next screen and a cat comes up and it says, you're in the cat portal, and then you start answering questions about storms and stuff. No. So don't expect that. I don't want that to make you guys think we haven't updated it. So just throwing that out there, just remember, you won't notice it. Portal's still going to be amazing, smooth, sleek, all of those things. Just keep in mind that you won't notice it, but you will notice it on the quote. So let's keep going and talk a little bit more about that. So it'll make a little bit more sense to you guys. Let me switch my slide. Gosh, that didn't switch. Hold on, you guys. Okay. So visual, because sometimes it's a little easier to see a map and kind of understand where we're going with this. So you're probably asking yourself, so Angel, I kind of understand it's foggy. Maybe it's not. I hope it's clear. But you want to know, where's the biggest impact? So what states actually, where are we going to see these enhancements, and where should I try to place business with you guys? So the benefits are across multiple states, but the areas where, based on data and feedback that we got from you guys, so what we did was we got feedback. That's what we do. And it kind of helped us lean towards which states would have the biggest impact. So right now, today, what we've done, you're going to have the biggest impact along the East Coast. So normally in the past, I'll say that, before we did this update, we would apply we had a 25-mile distance to coast radius. I'm almost sure it was 25 miles. And it created a ton of limitations and generated a ton of feedback from producers. So see how we are when we hear from you guys, we change. We try to make changes when we can to be a better partner. So these enhancements aren't limited to coastal areas though. So we're also addressing severe convective storm exposure so just in case, if you don't know what a convective storm is, all it is like thunder, lightning, heavy rain, anything associated with that, they call it convective storms. So think about a state where normally storms are super frequent. I can't even think of a state right now. I would say Iowa because we get so much snow and stuff, but we don't get a lot of thunder, lightning, or heavy rain. So I can't really use us for that. But, I was trying to think of something, a state that I could bring up for you guys. So think of a state that normally has a ton of convective storms. We'll either remove the wind hail the exclusion, which maybe prior life we will put on there, or we move to a deductible based offering. So now we're able to offer it. I hope that makes sense. So, oh, this eye is going to be the death of me today. So we also are improving the wind hail deductible by offering a low deductible. So normally, example, so don't hold me to this. Maybe it was 5%, now it's 2%, just depending on it. But if you look at this map and these purple areas are CAT enhancement markets, if that makes sense. So that's where you're going to see the biggest bang for your buck. But the best way to test it, I think, is if you have something already that's going to come up in a state that you deem catastrophe state, or if you've already shopped something and you haven't bound it because you didn't get favorable terms, that a named storm exclusion, they had all these things on there, and you weren't happy. Give us a shot. Go into the portal. You can go now. I normally would feel bad because I am talking and I feel like you'll be like multitasking. But for this, I don't care. Let's multitask. Go ahead. You can still listen to me. You'll be okay. So, before you go, before you start putting that in, you may want to see this slide. So this is an example to kind of put the picture, paint a clearer picture for you guys. So this is a lesser's risk located in Rockville, Maryland, which I don't even know where that is, but it was located there, and it was located 4 miles from the coast. So as you can see on one side, it says before CAT enhancement, and then on the other side, it says after CAT enhancement. So on this one, again, it's lesser's risk. It's commercial building strip mall on this one, and we had a wind hail exclusion. So of course there was no named storm exclusion because we had a wind hail exclusion, as you can see for the before. You guys see that? After the enhancement went through, we were able to find a solution and offer more favorable terms that came out on the quote because you didn't notice it in the portal. It's just kind of snuck up on you, right? So then we're able to offer wind hail coverage. Do you guys see that coverage? 5% wind hail deductible. Somebody's got to do the slow clap because that's amazing, right? Yeah. And guess what? There's no named storm exclusion. Bye-bye named storm exclusion. You're out of here. Are you guys excited? I hope so. Don't forget, if you got questions, I know it's a lot and I go through this content pretty quickly, but please, if you have questions, I have to dry my eye again. If you have questions, go to the chat and let us know. All right. So the CAT enhancement. So what I want to do now is kind of pivot because I know you guys all know what builder's risk is. It kind of tells you in the name, right? But I thought I'd do a little bit of highlight on our program, our product that we offer. Now, we started writing builder's risk in 2024 with a focus on property coverage, and it's continued to expand. All of our products have expanded. They start like from A, and then it goes shoot to Z, and we add all these coverages just to make it a better product. So this is just a list of optional coverages. Do not leave me and think I'm going to read all those. I'm not. I just wanted to show you all the optional coverages we have available for you, and they're in the portal. Do not forget with builder's risk, you choose the term. So 3 months, 6 months, 8, 12, you pick that in the portal. Here are some important notes for you guys. So remember, we do have some highlights. And one highlight I will tell you that Blitz has is we have a delay in completion coverage that includes soft costs. If you hear that and it rings in your ear and somebody mentions it to you, just remember we do offer that. And you can do monoline property, monoline GL, or a package for builder's risk. So you can do the monoline GL. We package this with the GL, so we have GL for builder's risk as well. And this is going to be the same. So all of our products follow the same cadence, and they all are 5 million in TIV per location. Don't forget on these 3 months, 6 months, whatever term that you select in the portal, we are able to offer an extension by endorsement. You want to check the X dates, you don't have a lapse in coverage, so you can make sure that you let us know if you need these extended. So keep that in mind. You want to reach out before the X date because you don't want the policy to expire, basically. And keep going. Oh, I'm having a hard time switching these. So this is just some information on our appetite profile that I wanted to go over with you guys to kind of give you an idea of what we don't write right now in our target projects. So we're a strong market for ground up residential and commercial construction. Again, that's going to be up to 5 million TIV, residential and commercial remodel projects as well. Our GL appetite. Now we can consider GL for both new construction and remodel projects. Available GL could include premises liability including construction operations or excluding construction operations. It just depends. This is all based on underwriting, you guys. So that depends on the terms that you will get in regards to the GL. If you ever see anything on the policy and have any questions, again, call us on that. If you have questions on the GL when you see the coverages that we provide. And please note, so couple caveats. You see these ineligible projects up here, which I'm not reading to you, but I'm just showing you these are ineligible. But just so you can have some success when you get into the portal and quote, I'm starting to add in these webinars some underwriting info or some like tips and tricks for the portal to kind of help you guys out. So just remember, we're not a market for GL, including construction operations or products. If the insured is acting as their own GC, did you guys hear that? I'm the insured, I'm Angel, and I'm the GC. Not a market. Sorry if you have a lot of that. We have a lot of other stuff you can write with us too, though. So when you go into the portal to do builder's risk, first things first, please make sure the effective date is right. We'll have to cancel, rewrite, or do things. This is with all our products. Let me say this. Always check your effective date, you guys, and make sure your effective date is right. So we don't have to do cancel, rewrite to rewrite some of these. So check that. But for the best quote submission experience, always identify the project type, construction status, scope of work, TIV, requested coverage, and if they're acting as their own GC or they've hired a third-party GC, it's going to ask you in the portal. So you don't have to remember this or write any of this down. Just remember that. So I also would like to tell you guys, and you probably know this, but just in case, these policies don't renew. Once they're over, so if you pick a 3-month term and you don't extend it with us, at the end of that 3 months, you are not going to have a policy for builder's risk. So please keep that in mind when you are binding these with Blitz. Couple other things. Our builder's risk product is 100% minimum earned premium. 100% minimum earned premium. And we don't take any type of payment arrangement. So if you're on direct bill with us, with Blitz, and you know how they get the email from a SIN and they're able to select a down payment and monthly payments or to pay in full, because we do that with all of our products. But special events, builder's risk have to pay in full. So 100% minimum earned premium. I like to say that because you don't want the insured, even though you tell the insured it's 100% minimum earned premium, either they don't hear it or don't understand. And then you've got this 12-month policy and they finish early. And guess who they're going to call? They're not going to call Angel. I'm going to call you guys. So I always like to remind you guys of that. So do not forget that about our builder's risk product. Moving along. I just won't skip. So guess what I did? I got the top rated builder's risk classes that we've been writing. This will give you guys an idea of appetite, but also an idea of what is Blitz right? What is Blitz doing right now? What's going on over there at Blitz? It'll help you know that. So I split it up into general liability classes and property classes. And this is going to be like with hit ratio and all of that is encompassed of this being our top rated classes right now. And I just did this. So this is current, don't worry. So GL, we have developer, general contractor, owner, or tenant occupant for the GL class. And for property, we have existing buildings or structures, property at job site, renovation, property at job site, new construction. So this is a list of top classes by hit ratios. Just to give you an idea of where we've been having a lot of success. Don't forget, that could flip around with this whole CAT enhancement. So I don't know for sure, but right now, this is where we've been seeing a lot of success. Moving along. Screenshot time. So this is for your benefit. Remember earlier when I mentioned 80% of the time, the quote goes straight through. You might have thought to yourself, well, what happens the other 20? I didn't mention that. What would happen is it could refer to underwriting. Now, don't forget if it goes straight through the portal, 80% of the time, then it's a bindable quote. You are good to go. Customize it, go for it, bind it, you're done. If it goes to our underwriting team, you'll see refer to underwriting. I think it has an hourglass. I'm almost sure it does. And they have a 24-hour turnaround. So if you have a rush, and let me give you an example of a rush. Today is the X date. Yesterday was the X date. I have to say that because sometimes you're just antsy and you want to see the premium and you want to get the quote really fast. If it's a rush and you haven't heard from the underwriter, let broker success know. You can let me know. You can let any of us know. You'll have an underwriter assigned to you. You can let your underwriter that's assigned to you know. if you need it sooner, and we'll pull it for you. But I want to show you this screenshot. Do you guys see in the right-hand corner a little bell? It's orange. Let's say you're thinking to yourself, I haven't heard from Blitz. I haven't heard from the underwriter. I don't know what's going on. Always, always, always go into the portal. Do you know why? Because if this little bell is lit up, we're talking to you. The underwriter may be asking you, hey, what time do they stay open? Or hey, what's the tenant? And you may not know it. We email you and let you guys know, but you can miss it. We're all busy. We get tons. I get so many emails every day. I know you guys probably do too. If you see this bell icon lit up or it has +1 or something, click on it. It's telling you someone's talking to you in the portal. They chat with you. An underwriter may be asking you a question. So check that before you, if you want to call and check on a quote, check here first to make sure we don't need additional information. And that's what we're waiting on. And that's why you haven't heard from us. So once you do that, this is not where you see the chat. So after you see it highlighted, you'll have an alert. So you'll have to go into the quote. You have to be in the quote and it's going to say go. It's like, right. So where the bell is, if you're in a quote, there's going to be another little bar and you can go under it and you'll see actions tab. Just click the little arrow, click the arrow actions tab. When you click on that, you'll be into the chat and you can see if they're asking you additional information. You can call too, you guys, but just letting you know, sometimes that's what's going on. We need additional information to proceed. So I just want you guys to be aware of that so that you don't think we're just holding on to the submission and not doing anything and helping you guys, because that's not the case. That's not the case. So these are projects that trigger an underwriter review. I think this is going to be very, very helpful because we just did a segue into underwriter review and how that works. And now we're talking about what triggers that. When might you see that when it's not going to have that 80% and go straight through? Correct? So this should be helpful for you guys. So construction already started. We have a percent that we can go up to, and it's up to underwriting discretion on that. And the portal could stop you too. And then project delayed. You're going to get asked questions about that. So that it's going to go to the underwriter and they may have questions. Prior claims, 3 years, existing structural damage, building occupied before completion, property at temporary stage in excess of 15% of the property limit, protection class over 5, low bearing work, renovation exposures, and permission to occupy. You guys know I normally don't read slides, but I just thought it would be important to read and go over these with you because this is what refers to underwriting. And this is important for us because we would like to know what might refer. So keep that in mind for the builder's risk product.